How to Take Charge of Your Mind, written and published by Audiobook Empowerment. Introduction. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your thoughts are running the show, pulling you in 100 different directions, while you're left trying to catch up? It's exhausting, isn't it? You try to focus, you try to stay positive, but somehow those racing thoughts and self-doubts keep pulling you back. Well, I've been there too, and here's what I discovered. Your mind isn't the enemy. It's actually your most powerful ally, if you know how to take charge of it. That's exactly what we're going to do today. In this audiobook, we're going to unravel the secrets of mastering your mind. We'll dive deep into how your thoughts shape your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately, your life. Together, we'll tackle the chaos, silence the noise, and create clarity. But let me be clear, this isn't about temporary fixes or surface-level advice. This is about true mental transformation. Right now, you might be feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of where to start. And that's okay, because by the time we're done, you'll have the tools and the mindset to take back control and start living the life you truly deserve. But here's the catch. If you want the breakthrough, you've got to stay with me till the very end. Every chapter builds on the last, and the final piece of the puzzle could be the key that changes everything for you. So if you're ready to break free from the mental clutter, take charge of your mind, and step into a version of yourself you didn't even know was possible, then let's begin. Chapter 1. Discover your mind's true power. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stopped to consider just how powerful your mind really is? Not in a vague, inspirational way, but truly, deeply thought about it. Every choice you make, every emotion you feel, every dream you pursue, it all starts here, in your mind. Yet most of us live our lives letting this incredible force operate in the background, on autopilot, never realizing its full potential. But here's the truth. Your mind isn't just some passive organ reacting to the world around you. It's the most powerful tool you'll ever own, capable of reshaping your reality, your future, and even who you believe you are. Imagine what would happen if you could take full control of it, if you could harness its potential and direct it with intention. That's what this chapter is all about. I want you to think about a moment in your life when you doubted yourself, when you told yourself, "I can't do this," and almost believed it. Now imagine if, in that same moment, you had said, "I'll figure it out." How different would the outcome have been? You see, your thoughts aren't just passing whispers in your mind. They're the foundation of everything you experience. Change your thoughts, and you change your reality. But here's the challenge. Most of us don't realize the power we hold because our minds are filled with noise, old habits, doubts, and patterns we've unknowingly reinforced over time. Breaking free from that noise starts with a single step: awareness. When you understand that your mind is a tool meant to serve you, not the other way around, you unlock a new level of clarity and control. So, how do you begin? Start small. Every morning, take just 5 minutes to plant a thought in your mind that empowers you. Something simple like, "Today, I'm capable of achieving anything I set my mind to." Carry that thought with you throughout the day and watch how it shifts your mindset. This is only the beginning. As we move through this audiobook, you'll learn not just to understand your mind's potential, but to take charge of it completely. Because when you do, you'll realize that the life you've always wanted isn't out of reach. It's already within you, waiting to be unlocked. Chapter 2. Break free from mental blocks. Have you ever caught yourself standing at the edge of an opportunity only to feel something invisible holding you back? It's not the situation or the people around you, it's something deeper, something internal. Maybe it's a quiet voice of self-doubt, a fear of failure, or even a belief you've carried for years that whispers, "You're not enough." We've all felt it, that unseen force that keeps us stuck, no matter how much we want to move forward. But here's what most people don't realize. Those mental blocks are not permanent. They're not facts. They're patterns, habits of thought. And the good news is, patterns can be broken. In this chapter, we're going to uncover the hidden barriers that have been holding you back. We'll explore where they come from and, most importantly, how to dismantle them so you can step fully into your potential. Because the truth is, your mind is far more powerful than the limits you've placed on it. Think back to a time when you hesitated, not because you weren't ready, but because something inside convinced you that you couldn't do it. That hesitation, it's your comfort zone speaking, your mind's way of protecting you from discomfort. But growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. True transformation begins when you step beyond those boundaries. Breaking free starts with one simple step: recognition. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Start paying attention to the thoughts that hold you back. Are they rooted in fear, perfectionism, the need for control? Once you see them for what they are, just thoughts, you strip them of their power. Then comes the shift. Instead of letting those thoughts define you, challenge them. Replace "I'm not ready" with "I'm learning." Swap "I can't do this" for "I'll figure it out." Each time you do, you're rewriting the story in your mind. And over time, those new stories become your new reality. As you listen through this audiobook, these tools will become second nature. With each step, you'll feel those mental blocks crumble, replaced by a strength and confidence you didn't know you had. So, are you ready to break free? Let's keep moving forward. Chapter 3. Quiet the inner noise. Have you ever noticed how loud your mind can get, even when the world around you is completely still? It's as if there's a constant stream of thoughts, endless to-do lists, worries about the future, memories from the past, all competing for your attention. This endless chatter can leave you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and out of control. That noise isn't just a harmless distraction, it's a barrier between you and the clarity you need to move forward. But here's the thing, that mental chaos isn't permanent. It doesn't define you. You have the ability to calm that storm and reclaim the peace that's been buried beneath it. Think of your mind as a river. When it's flowing calmly, you can see straight to the bottom, everything is clear, and you can navigate it with ease. But when it's stormy, the water gets murky, and you lose sight of what's beneath the surface. Quieting the noise is about calming that river, allowing you to see clearly again. It starts with awareness. When was the last time you stopped to truly notice your thoughts? Not to fight them or fix them, but just to observe them. Most of us don't. We let them swirl around unchecked, growing louder and more chaotic. But the moment you start to notice the noise, you create a space where you can choose how to respond. The next step is creating small moments of stillness in your day. These don't have to be long or complicated. Simply close your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on the sensation of air moving in and out of your body. For those few seconds, you're training your mind to focus on one thing instead of everything. It's like a reset button for your thoughts. Try this. The next time you feel overwhelmed, choose one word: calm, peace, clarity, and repeat it to yourself with each breath. Calm, calm, calm. This simple act can redirect your focus and bring you back to the present moment. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes to quiet the noise whenever it starts to creep in. Quieting your mind isn't about silencing every thought forever. It's about learning to recognize which thoughts serve you and which don't. When you can step back and observe your thoughts without being swept away by them, you gain control. You're no longer reacting, you're choosing, and that's where the transformation begins. As the noise fades, You'll start to hear the quiet voice of your intuition, guiding you toward what really matters. It's in that space of clarity and stillness that you find the strength to move forward with purpose. The journey doesn't stop here. Each step you take to calm your mind builds on the last, creating a foundation of resilience and control that will serve you in every area of your life. And with every moment of stillness you create, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of mastering your mind completely. Chapter 4. Take control of your thoughts. What if I told you that your thoughts, those fleeting, invisible whispers in your mind, are shaping your life far more than you realize? Every decision you make, every action you take, and every emotion you feel stems from a single, powerful source, the way you think. And here's the kicker. Not all your thoughts are yours. Many of them are borrowed, shaped by others, or rooted in past experiences that no longer serve you. Have you ever caught yourself thinking something like, "I'll never be able to do this," or "things never work out for me"? It feels so natural, doesn't it? Like those thoughts are facts. But they're not. They're just stories you've been telling yourself, stories that play on repeat until they start to feel true. If you've been letting those thoughts control you, it's time to flip the script. You're not here to be a passenger in your own mind. You're here to take the wheel. Let's start with a truth that most people overlook. Your thoughts are not permanent. They're not set in stone, and they're not out of your control. They're habits, patterns your brain has learned to follow over time. And just like any habit, they can be unlearned and replaced. This is where the real power lies. When you learn to take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. Think about the stories you've been telling yourself. Maybe they sound like, "I'm not smart enough," or "This is just how life is for people like me." Those stories aren't facts, they're interpretations, and every interpretation can be rewritten. The question is, are you willing to rewrite yours? Taking control starts with awareness. Most of the time, we let our thoughts run wild without ever questioning them. But what if, instead of reacting to every thought, you started observing them? Imagine standing at the edge of a busy road, watching cars pass by. Each car is a thought, and you have a choice. Do you step in front of it, letting it take you for a ride, or do you let it pass? The same goes for your mind. Not every thought deserves your attention. Here's a simple exercise to get started. The next time you catch yourself in a spiral of negative thinking, pause and ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Does it align with the life I want to create? If the answer is no, let it go. Replace it with something that serves you instead. For example, if you're thinking, "I always mess things up," shift it to, "I'm learning and improving every day." It's not about lying to yourself. It's about choosing a perspective that empowers you rather than limits you. But let's take it deeper. Have you ever considered the language you use when you talk to yourself? Words like "I can't," "I always," or "I never" are incredibly powerful. They create a sense of permanence, locking you into patterns of behavior and belief. What if, instead of saying, "I can't handle this," you said, "I'm figuring out how to handle this"? That small shift changes everything. It opens the door to possibility instead of slamming it shut. And then there's the matter of focus. What you focus on expands. If you're constantly focusing on what's wrong, what's missing, or what might go wrong, you're feeding those thoughts, giving them more power. But if you shift your focus to what's working, what's possible, and what you're grateful for, you start to shift your entire mindset. Gratitude, in particular, is a game changer. Even in the hardest moments, finding one thing to be grateful for can completely transform your perspective. Taking control of your thoughts is a practice, not a one-time fix. It requires patience, consistency, and self-compassion. There will be days when it feels easy and days when it feels impossible. But every time you choose a thought that serves you over one that doesn't, you're building a new habit. You're rewiring your brain for success, resilience, and growth. Imagine what your life could look like if you weren't at the mercy of every thought that crossed your mind. Picture yourself stepping into a version of you that's clear-headed, confident, and focused. That's the power of taking control of your thoughts. And it's not something reserved for a select few. It's available to you, right here, right now. As we move forward, remember this. Your mind is like a garden. Every thought is a seed. You can't stop every weed from growing, but you can choose which seeds to water. So what will you plant today? The answer to that question could change everything. Chapter 5. Let go of what doesn't serve you. Have you ever felt like you're carrying a weight you can't quite define? Maybe it's the memory of a failure that still stings, a grudge you've held onto for years, or the nagging feeling of not being good enough. This weight doesn't just slow you down, it keeps you tethered to the past, unable to fully step into your present and future. And here's the thing, that weight isn't yours to carry anymore. It's time to let it go. Letting go sounds simple, doesn't it? But if it were easy, we'd all be walking through life unburdened and free. The truth is, we hold on to things, pain, anger, fear, regret, because they've become familiar. They've woven themselves into our identity, making it feel like letting go would mean losing a part of ourselves. But the reality is the opposite. Holding on to what doesn't serve you keeps you stuck in a cycle that repeats over and over again. Letting go, on the other hand, is the first step to reclaiming your power. So, what does it mean to let go? It's not about forgetting or pretending something didn't happen. It's about making a conscious choice to stop giving it power over you. It's about deciding that your energy is better spent on creating the life you want rather than reliving the pain of the past. But how do you do that when the memories, emotions, and fears feel so overwhelming? It starts with recognizing what you're holding on to. Ask yourself, what's weighing me down? What am I carrying that no longer serves me? It might be a relationship that ended badly, a mistake you made, or even an expectation you've placed on yourself that feels impossible to meet. Write it down. Seeing it in black and white can be a powerful first step in acknowledging it. Now, take a moment to understand why you're holding on to it. Is it fear of facing the unknown without it? Is it a belief that you need to keep it as a reminder or a lesson? Or is it simply because you've held on to it for so long that you don't know who you are without it? Whatever the reason, know this. You are not defined by what you hold on to. You are defined by what you choose to release. Letting go is a process, and one of the most effective ways to begin is through forgiveness. But let's be clear, forgiveness isn't about excusing what happened or saying it was okay. It's about freeing yourself from the grip of anger, resentment, and pain. When you forgive, you're not letting someone else off the hook. You're letting yourself off the hook. You're saying, I deserve peace more than I deserve to hold on to this. If you're struggling with forgiveness, start small. Write a letter to the person or situation you're forgiving, not to send, but to release. Write everything you feel, every hurt, every disappointment, and then end it with, I release this. I let it go because I choose peace. The act of writing it out can be incredibly healing, even if the person who hurt you never reads it. But what about forgiving yourself? That's often the hardest part. We're so quick to extend grace to others, yet we hold ourselves to impossible standards. If you're carrying guilt, shame, or regret, ask yourself this. If someone I love made the same mistake, would I judge them as harshly as I'm judging myself? The answer is almost always no. So why not extend that same compassion to yourself? You are human, and being human means making mistakes. What matters is that you learn, grow, and move forward. Another powerful way to let go is through rituals. This might sound unusual, but rituals can help your mind and body process the act of release. For example, you can write down what you want to let go of and then safely burn the paper, watching the smoke carry it away. Or you can create a letting go jar, where you write down things that no longer serve you and place them in the jar as a symbolic act of release. These small, tangible actions can have a profound impact on your emotional state. As you begin to let go, you'll notice something remarkable. Space, emotional space, mental space, and even physical energy that was once consumed by what you were holding on to. And in that space, something beautiful happens. You begin to fill it with things that serve you, things that bring you joy, purpose, and peace. But don't rush the process. Letting go isn't a one-time act, it's a practice. Some days it will feel easy, other days the weight might try to creep back in. That's okay. Each time you make the choice to release, you're strengthening your ability to move forward. And with every step, you're proving to yourself that you are not your pain, your past, or your mistakes. You are so much more. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the things that used to haunt you no longer have any power over you. Imagine feeling light, free, and full of possibility. That's what awaits you on the other side of letting go. And it's not just a possibility, it's a choice, your choice. As we continue this journey together, you'll find more tools and insights to help you release what no longer serves you and embrace the limitless potential of your mind. But for now, remember this: letting go isn't about losing, it's about gaining everything you've been holding yourself back from, and that's a gift worth giving yourself. Chapter 6. Rewrite your inner story. Have you ever paused to think about the stories you tell yourself every day? They're not the stories you share with others, but the ones that play silently in the background of your mind. The ones that whisper, "You're not enough," "You'll never succeed," or "This is just the way things are." These inner stories shape how you see the world, how you see yourself, and what you believe is possible. And here's the truth: most of them aren't even your own. These stories didn't come out of nowhere. They were handed to you by experiences, by people around you, by moments of failure or heartbreak. Maybe it was a teacher who said you weren't smart enough, a parent who compared you to someone else, or a failure that left you feeling like success wasn't meant for you. Over time, these moments became chapters in the book of your mind, shaping a narrative that you now live by. But here's the good news: you are not bound by those stories. You can rewrite them. And when you do, everything changes. Think about it. Every decision you make, every action you take, stems from the story you believe about yourself. If you believe you're unworthy, you'll unconsciously sabotage opportunities. If you believe you're capable, you'll take risks and embrace challenges. Your story defines your reality. So, what if you decided to write a new one? Let's start by identifying the story you've been living. Ask yourself, what do I tell myself about who I am, what I'm capable of, and what I deserve? Be brutally honest. Maybe your story is, "I'm always second best," or "I can't handle success." Maybe it's, "I'm too damaged to change," or "I'll never be as good as everyone else." These stories might feel true because you've repeated them so many times, but they're not facts, they're interpretations, and interpretations can be changed. The first step to rewriting your story is realizing that you are the author. You hold the pen. Not your past, not other people, not your circumstances, you. It doesn't matter where the original story came from. What matters is what you choose to do with it now. You get to decide how the next chapter unfolds. Here's a powerful exercise to begin. Write down your current story as if you're reading a script. Be as honest as possible. For example, I always doubt myself. I avoid risks because I'm scared of failing. I feel like I don't measure up to others. Once you've written it down, read it aloud. Does it feel empowering? Does it inspire you? If the answer is no, it's time to write a new script. Now, write your new story, not as a reflection of who you've been, but as a declaration of who you want to become. For example, I am confident and capable. I embrace challenges because they help me grow. I know my worth and I step into it every day. It might feel strange or uncomfortable at first because it's unfamiliar, but that's the point. You're creating a new narrative, one that aligns with the life you want to live. Rewriting your inner story isn't just about words, it's about actions. Every time you catch yourself falling back into the old narrative, pause and replace it with the new one. If you hear, "I can't do this," respond with, "I'm learning how to do this." If you think, "I always fail," remind yourself, "Every failure brings me closer to success." You're not just changing what you say, you're changing what you believe. One of the most transformative aspects of rewriting your story is the realization that you're not defined by your past. Your mistakes, your failures, your struggles, they're not who you are. They're experiences, not your identity. You have the power to reinterpret those moments and use them as fuel for growth rather than chains that hold you back. But let's take it a step further. To truly rewrite your story, you need to surround yourself with evidence that supports your new narrative. Start noticing the small wins, the moments of progress, the times when you showed up for yourself. Celebrate them, no matter how small they seem. Each one is proof that your new story is real, that it's becoming your truth. Here's something to remember. Rewriting your story isn't about pretending your past didn't happen. It's about shifting your perspective on what it means. It's about saying, "Yes, that happened, but it doesn't define me. What defines me is what I choose to do next." Imagine waking up every morning and stepping into a story that empowers you. A story that says, "I am strong, I am worthy, and I am capable of creating the life I want." Picture how differently you'd approach your day, your challenges, and your dreams. That's the power of taking control of your narrative. As you continue this journey, remember, you are the author of your life. No one else can write your story for you. So grab the pen, turn the page, and start writing the story you've always deserved to live. This is your moment. Make it count. Chapter 7. Find focus in a distracted world. Have you ever felt like you're constantly being pulled in 1,000 different directions? Your phone buzzes with notifications, your to-do list grows longer by the minute, and every time you try to focus, something demands your attention. It's as if the world has become one giant distraction, leaving you with little room to think, reflect, or concentrate on what truly matters. You're not alone in feeling this way. We live in a time where distractions are everywhere, designed to grab your attention and keep it. And while some distractions are harmless, the real danger lies in what they cost you, your focus. Without focus, you can't give your full energy to your goals, your growth, or even your happiness. But here's the truth. Focus isn't something you've lost, it's something you can reclaim. Let's start with why focus feels so elusive. Your mind is like a spotlight. It can shine brightly on one thing, illuminating it with clarity and intention, or it can scatter its light in a dozen directions, dimming its power. In today's world, our mental spotlight is often scattered, jumping from one thing to the next, never staying still long enough to make real progress. But this isn't your natural state. Your mind is wired for focus. It's just been overwhelmed by the noise of modern life. The first step to reclaiming your focus is understanding what's stealing it. Think about your daily routine. How often do you pick up your phone to check one thing, only to get lost in a sea of notifications and apps? How many times do you sit down to work, only to find yourself scrolling through social media or thinking about something completely unrelated? These moments might seem small, but they add up, chipping away at your ability to concentrate. Recognizing these distractions is key. They're not just external, they're internal too. Sometimes the biggest distractions come from within, worries, doubts, and thoughts that pull your mind away from the present moment. It's not just about silencing the world around you, it's about quieting the noise inside you as well. To regain focus, you need to create space for it. Imagine your mind as a cluttered room. If it's filled with unnecessary objects, there's no room to move, no space to breathe. The same goes for your thoughts. Start by decluttering your mental space. Take a few minutes each day to pause and reflect. What truly matters right now? What deserves my attention? Writing these answers down can help bring clarity. Once you've identified what matters, the next step is setting boundaries. Focus thrives in an environment free from constant interruptions. Create time in your day where distractions are minimized. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and let those around you know you need uninterrupted time. Even small windows of focused attention can yield incredible results. Here's a technique to help: the focus anchor. Choose one task or intention to anchor your focus for a set period of time. Let's say you want to spend the next hour writing, solving a problem, or working on a project. Before you start, take a deep breath and mentally commit to that task. Remind yourself, this is what I'm focusing on right now. Whenever your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to your anchor. This practice strengthens your ability to concentrate over time. Another powerful tool for focus is aligning your environment with your goals. If you're trying to concentrate in a space filled with distractions, you're setting yourself up for failure. Design your surroundings to support your focus. That might mean clearing your desk, playing calming music, or even lighting a candle to signal to your mind that it's time to work. But focus isn't just about what you do during work. It's about how you recharge too. A tired mind can't focus. Prioritize rest, movement, and moments of joy in your day. These aren't distractions. They're investments in your ability to concentrate when it matters most. Let's not forget the power of intention. Focus isn't just about blocking out distractions. It's about choosing what matters most to you. It's about saying, this is worth my time and energy, and giving it your full attention. When you focus with intention, you're not just productive, you're purposeful. Reclaiming your focus won't happen overnight. It's a practice, one that requires patience and persistence. Some days your mind will feel scattered, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep coming back to what matters most. Every moment of focus is a step toward mastery. Imagine what your life could look like if you weren't constantly distracted. Picture yourself fully immersed in your goals, your passions, your relationships. That level of presence and intention isn't just possible, it's waiting for you. So, as we move forward, I want you to remember this. Your focus is your power. It's the lens through which you experience your life. Protect it, nurture it, and direct it toward the things that truly matter. Because when you do, there's nothing you can't achieve. Chapter 8. Turn thoughts into action. How often do you find yourself thinking about what you want to do, dreaming about it, even planning it, only to stop short of actually doing it? Those ideas, those visions of a better life or a new opportunity, they feel so clear in your mind, yet something keeps you from taking the first step. It's as if there's a gap between your thoughts and your actions, and no matter how much you want to cross it, it feels just out of reach. But here's the truth. The gap isn't as wide as it seems. In fact, it's only as big as you believe it to be. Turning your thoughts into action isn't about waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions. It's about learning to act in spite of uncertainty, fear, or doubt. Because the moment you take that first step, the gap begins to close. And with each step, your thoughts transform into reality. Let's start by understanding why this gap exists in the first place. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it's also a cautious one. It's designed to protect you, to keep you safe from perceived risks. That's why the moment you think about stepping outside your comfort zone, your mind floods you with reasons to hesitate. What if I fail? What if I'm not ready? What if I don't know enough? These thoughts aren't truths. They're fears disguised as logic. And the longer you entertain them, the wider the gap grows. The key to turning thoughts into action is recognizing these fears for what they are: noise. They're the mind's way of stalling, of keeping you in the familiar. But here's the thing: nothing extraordinary ever happens in the familiar. Growth, success, transformation, they all require stepping into the unknown, and that starts with action. Think of action as the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Every time you act, no matter how small the step, you're building that bridge. And the more you act, the stronger and more stable it becomes. But the bridge doesn't build itself. You have to start laying down the first plank. So, how do you take that first step? Start small. Often we get overwhelmed by the size of our dreams or the complexity of our goals. We think we need to have everything figured out before we begin, but the truth is, clarity comes from action, not the other way around. Break your goal into the smallest possible step and focus only on that. If your dream is to write a book, start with a single sentence. If your goal is to get in shape, start with a 5-minute walk. It's not about how much you do, it's about starting. Once you've taken that first step, momentum becomes your greatest ally. Action creates energy, and energy fuels more action. Have you ever noticed how much easier it is to keep going once you've started? That's momentum at work. The hardest part is always the beginning, but once you push past it, the process becomes much smoother. But let's address the elephant in the room: fear. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to action, and it shows up in many forms: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. The mistake most people make is waiting for fear to disappear before they act. But here's the secret: fear doesn't go away. It shrinks only when you face it. Action is the antidote to fear. Every time you take a step forward, you prove to yourself that fear doesn't control you. You control it. Another powerful tool for turning thoughts into action is accountability. When you keep your goals to yourself, it's easy to let them slip away unnoticed. But when you share your intentions with someone you trust or set a public commitment, you create a sense of responsibility. It's no longer just about you. It's about following through on what you've promised. Visualization is another technique that can help. Close your eyes and imagine yourself taking the action you've been hesitant about. See it clearly in your mind: the sights, the sounds, the feelings. Then visualize the outcome. How will it feel to achieve what you've been dreaming of? Visualization primes your mind for action, making the leap from thought to reality feel more natural. But let's not overlook the role of patience and persistence. Turning thoughts into action isn't a one-time event. It's a practice. There will be days when it feels effortless and days when it feels like climbing a mountain. That's normal. What matters is that you keep showing up. Every small action adds up over time, and before you know it, those tiny steps will lead to something incredible. Here's something to think about. What's one thought you've been holding on to that you haven't acted on? Maybe it's a dream you've kept tucked away or an idea you've been too afraid to pursue. What's one small step you can take today to bring it closer to reality? Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Write it down, commit to it, and take that step. Because the truth is, action is the only thing that separates the dreamers from the doers. Imagine a life where your actions consistently align with your thoughts and aspirations. Picture yourself not just dreaming but achieving, not just hoping but creating. That life is within your reach, and it starts with one decision: to act. The bridge is waiting for you to build it. All you have to do is begin. Chapter 9. Build confidence in your mindset. Think about the most confident person you know. What is it about them that stands out? Is it the way they carry themselves, the way they speak, or the way they seem so sure of their decisions? Now, ask yourself this: do you believe that kind of confidence is something they were born with, or something they built? Here's the truth. Confidence isn't an innate quality reserved for a lucky few. It's a skill, one that can be cultivated and strengthened like any other, and it starts in your mind. Confidence isn't about always knowing what to do or never feeling doubt. It's about trusting yourself enough to take action, even when the outcome is uncertain. It's the belief that you can figure things out, adapt and grow, no matter what challenges come your way. But how do you build that belief when your mind is filled with doubts and insecurities? That's what we're going to explore. Let's start by understanding what erodes confidence. Often, it's not the big failures or setbacks, it's the subtle, repeated stories we tell ourselves over time. I'm not good enough. I always mess things up. I don't deserve success. These thoughts may feel small in the moment, but over time, they create a pattern, a narrative that shapes how you see yourself. And if you're not careful, that narrative becomes your reality. To build confidence, you first need to challenge that narrative. Ask yourself, where did these thoughts come from? Are they based on facts, or are they assumptions you've carried with you? Often you'll find that they're rooted in past experiences that have no bearing on who you are today. The moment you recognize these thoughts as stories, not truths, you begin to take their power away. But awareness is only the first step. Building confidence requires action. Think of confidence like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And like any muscle, it grows through repetition and challenge. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, every time you take a risk, you're training your confidence muscle. Even if you stumble, even if the outcome isn't perfect, the act of trying strengthens your belief in yourself. Start small. Choose one area of your life where you'd like to feel more confident. Maybe it's speaking up in meetings, pursuing a personal goal, or stepping into a new role. Now, identify one small action you can take today to move closer to that goal. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking, just something that pushes you slightly out of your comfort zone. The key is to build momentum. Each small win reinforces the belief that you're capable, that you can trust yourself to take action. But what about the fear of failure? It's one of the biggest barriers to confidence, and it's something we all face. The mistake is in thinking that confident people don't fear failure. They do. The difference is, they don't let that fear paralyze them. Instead, they see failure as feedback, as a necessary part of growth. When you shift your perspective on failure, it stops being something to avoid and becomes something to embrace. Another critical aspect of building confidence is celebrating your progress. We're so quick to dismiss our achievements, to focus on what we didn't do instead of what we did. But confidence grows when you acknowledge your efforts, no matter how small. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on what you accomplished. Maybe it was making that phone call you'd been avoiding, or taking the first step toward a new project. Celebrate it. These moments are the building blocks of confidence. Let's talk about comparison. Nothing erodes confidence faster than measuring yourself against others. The truth is, there will always be someone who seems more skilled, more successful, or more accomplished. But their journey isn't yours. Confidence comes from focusing on your own path, your own progress. Instead of asking, "Am I as good as them?" ask, "Am I better today than I was yesterday?" Growth isn't about being the best. It's about becoming your best. Visualization is another powerful tool for building confidence. Your mind can't always distinguish between real experiences and vividly imagined ones. Use this to your advantage. Close your eyes and picture yourself succeeding in the area where you want to feel more confident. Imagine every detail, the sights, the sounds, the emotions. The more vividly you can imagine it, the more your mind begins to believe it's possible. Visualization primes your brain for success, making it easier to take action in the real world. Let's not forget the role of self-talk. The words you say to yourself matter more than you realize. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, your mind will believe those words. But if you choose to speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and belief, your mind will start to reflect that. Replace negative self-talk with affirmations that empower you. I am capable, I am worthy, I am improving every day. It might feel strange at first, but over time these affirmations become your new inner dialogue. Building confidence is a journey, not a destination. It's not about never feeling doubt. It's about choosing to move forward despite it. It's about trusting yourself enough to take the next step, even when you don't have all the answers. With every step, you prove to yourself that you are capable, resilient, and worthy of success. Imagine what your life would look like if you trusted yourself completely, if you knew deep down that you could handle anything that came your way. That level of confidence isn't a fantasy, it's within your reach. All it takes is a commitment to showing up for yourself day after day, until confidence becomes not just something you feel, but something you embody. The next time you're faced with a challenge, I want you to remember this. Confidence isn't about knowing the outcome, it's about believing in your ability to navigate it. And that belief, it starts with a single decision, to trust yourself. So, take that first step. Build your confidence, one action, one thought, one moment at a time. Chapter 10. Embrace change with clarity. Change. It has a way of arriving uninvited, disrupting the patterns you've grown used to. It's unsettling, isn't it? The way it asks you to let go of the familiar and step into the unknown. For many, the instinct is to resist, to hold tightly to what feels safe. But the truth is, change is inevitable. It's the current that flows through every aspect of life, shaping and reshaping the world around you. The question isn't whether change will happen, it's how you choose to meet it. In those moments when change begins to stir, it's natural to feel a sense of unease. The mind craves stability, seeking comfort in routines and predictability. But the beauty of change lies in its ability to awaken something deeper, a part of you that thrives not in the familiar, but in the possibilities that emerge when the ground shifts beneath your feet. To embrace change is to see it for what it truly is, a doorway. It's an invitation to step into a new chapter, to expand beyond the boundaries you've set for yourself. And yes, it's uncertain, it's messy, but it's also filled with potential. The unknown isn't something to fear, it's a space where growth begins. Clarity comes not from knowing exactly what lies ahead, but from grounding yourself in the present. It's in those moments of stillness, when the noise quiets and your inner voice rises, that you begin to see the path forward. Change doesn't demand that you have all the answers. It simply asks for your willingness to move forward, to trust that you will find your way. At first, the mind may resist. It will offer every reason to stay where you are, to cling to what's familiar. But as you lean into the discomfort, something remarkable happens. The resistance softens, and in its place, a quiet strength begins to emerge. You start to see that what felt like an ending is in fact a beginning. When you embrace change, you're not just adapting to new circumstances, you're transforming yourself. Each shift, each transition shapes you in ways you couldn't have imagined. It's in the moments of uncertainty that your resilience is built. It's in the challenges that your true potential is revealed. This journey isn't about perfection. It's not about navigating change flawlessly or without fear. It's about showing up even when you're unsure. It's about moving forward with an open heart, ready to learn, to grow, to discover what lies on the other side of the unknown. And with every step, you realize that you're not just surviving change, you're thriving in it. Imagine the freedom that comes with releasing the need for control and embracing the flow of life. Picture yourself not as someone overwhelmed by change, but as someone who stands rooted in clarity, able to see the opportunities that emerge even in the midst of uncertainty. That is the power of meeting change with courage and trust. So, as you continue on this journey, remember this: change is not your adversary, it's your ally. It's a force that moves through life, urging you to grow, to expand, to become more. And when you embrace it with clarity and confidence, you unlock a strength within you that can face anything. This is your moment to let go of resistance, to open yourself to the possibilities that change brings. Trust that every shift is leading you exactly where you're meant to be. The future is unwritten, and you are the one who holds the pen. Chapter 11. Reprogram your mind daily. Every single day, from the moment you wake up, your mind begins its work. It processes, it analyzes, it recalls. But most importantly, it follows patterns that have been shaped over years, sometimes decades. These patterns guide how you think, how you feel, and ultimately, how you live. The question is, are these patterns serving you, or are they keeping you stuck in the same cycle day after day? Your mind is a powerful machine, but like any machine, it runs on programming, and much of that programming was written without your conscious consent. It was shaped by the world around you, by experiences, by voices from your past, by beliefs you adopted without question. But here's the truth, that programming isn't permanent. It can be rewritten, and the beauty of it is that you have the power to do it every single day. Reprogramming your mind isn't about erasing the past or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to guide your mind intentionally, to direct its focus and energy toward the life you want to create. It's about becoming the author of your own mental patterns instead of letting outdated scripts dictate your story. It begins with awareness. Each day, your mind carries over thoughts, emotions, and habits from the day before. It's like waking up to the same playlist every morning. Some of those tracks might inspire you, while others drag you down. To reprogram your mind, you must first notice the playlist it's running. Are your thoughts filled with doubt, fear, or negativity? Or do they inspire confidence, creativity, and possibility? Awareness isn't about judgment. It's about observation. It's about seeing your mind's patterns clearly so you can choose what to keep and what to change. Once you're aware, the next step is intention. Your mind is incredibly suggestible, especially in its quietest moments, those early minutes after waking and the calm moments before sleep. These are the times when your mind is most open to influence, when it absorbs the messages you send it like a sponge. What are you feeding your mind in those moments? Is it worry about the day ahead, regret about the past, or frustration over things you can't control? Or is it hope, clarity, and a vision of what's possible? Reprogramming your mind is about planting seeds of intention during these moments. It's about consciously choosing the thoughts you want to nurture. Imagine waking up and instead of letting your mind spiral into autopilot, pausing to set a clear intention for your day. It might be something as simple as, "Today, I will approach every challenge with calm and confidence." Over time, these small acts of intention reshape the patterns of your mind. But reprogramming isn't limited to morning and night, it's a continuous process. Throughout the day, your mind will wander. Old habits will try to pull you back into familiar thought patterns. This is natural. The key is not to resist, but to redirect. When you notice your thoughts drifting toward doubt or negativity, gently guide them back to the intentions you've set. It's like steering a ship. Small adjustments, made consistently, keep you on course. Your mind is also deeply influenced by what it consumes. The words you hear, the images you see, the environments you surround yourself with. All of these shape your mental programming. To reprogram your mind daily, you must become intentional about what you allow into it. Surround yourself with voices and messages that uplift you, that challenge you to grow, that align with the life you want to create. Your mind reflects what it absorbs, so choose wisely. Reprogramming your mind is not about perfection, it's about practice. There will be days when the old patterns feel stronger than your intentions, days when doubt or fear takes hold. That's okay. What matters is that you keep showing up for yourself, day after day. Each moment of intention, each effort to redirect your thoughts, strengthens your ability to guide your mind. Imagine what your life could look like if, each day, you woke up with a clear vision of who you wanted to be and where you wanted to go. Picture yourself stepping into each moment with purpose and clarity, free from the weight of old patterns that no longer serve you. That is the power of reprogramming your mind daily. It's not a quick fix, it's a transformation, and it begins with the choice to take control of your mental narrative. As you move forward, remember this: your mind is your most powerful ally. It's capable of incredible growth, creativity, and resilience. All it needs is your direction. Each day is a new opportunity to guide it, to nurture it, to rewrite the patterns that shape your life. This isn't just about changing your thoughts, it's about changing your future. You are not bound by the programming of your past. You are not limited by the patterns you've carried until now. With intention, with awareness, with practice, you can reprogram your mind to reflect the life you want to live. And it starts today. This is your moment to take the pen, to rewrite the script, and to step into the limitless potential of who you are. Chapter 12. Strengthen your mental resilience. Life has a way of testing us, doesn't it? There are days when everything feels manageable, and then there are moments, unexpected, difficult and overwhelming, that seem designed to push you to your limits. It's in those moments, the ones where the ground feels like it's shifting beneath your feet, that your mental resilience is put to the test. But here's the truth. Resilience isn't just about surviving challenges, it's about thriving through them. It's the ability to stand strong in the face of adversity, to bend without breaking, and to rise stronger after every fall. And while life's challenges are inevitable, your response to them is entirely within your control. Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you build, one thought, one action, one moment at a time. Let's begin by understanding what resilience truly is. At its core, resilience is the capacity to adapt and recover. It's not about pretending everything is fine or suppressing your emotions. It's about acknowledging the difficulties you face while choosing not to be defined by them. Resilience allows you to face life's storms with strength and grace, to find clarity even in chaos, and to move forward when the path feels uncertain. So, what does it take to build resilience? It starts with mindset. The way you think about challenges shapes your ability to navigate them. If you see obstacles as insurmountable, they will feel that way. But if you view them as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to strengthen yourself, they become something entirely different. Resilience thrives in a mindset that believes in possibility, even when the odds feel stacked against you. Resilience is also deeply connected to self-trust. When you trust yourself, your instincts, your abilities, your capacity to adapt, you create a foundation of inner strength. This trust doesn't mean you'll always have the answers or that things will always go as planned. It means believing in your ability to figure things out no matter what comes your way. One of the most powerful aspects of resilience is perspective. It's the ability to see the bigger picture, to recognize that no single moment defines your entire journey. When you're in the midst of a challenge, it can feel all-encompassing, like it's the only thing that matters. But with resilience, you learn to take a step back, to remind yourself that this moment, no matter how hard, is just one chapter in a much larger story. Emotional resilience is another key aspect. It's about allowing yourself to feel without being consumed by those feelings. It's not about suppressing sadness, anger, or frustration. It's about acknowledging those emotions and letting them pass through you without becoming your identity. You are not your sadness, your anger, or your fear. You are the steady presence beneath it all, the part of you that remains unshaken. Resilience is also about adaptability. Life rarely unfolds the way we plan, and the ability to pivot, to adjust, and to embrace change is crucial. Resilient people don't cling to the way things should be. They work with what is, finding ways to move forward even when the road takes unexpected turns. But let's not overlook the role of connection. Resilience doesn't mean going through challenges alone. It means leaning on the people who support you, who remind you of your strength when you forget it yourself. Community and connection are vital sources of resilience. They remind us that we're not alone, that there's strength in shared experiences, and that support is always within reach. Here's something to reflect on. Every challenge you've faced up until this point has brought you here. You've survived 100% of your hardest days. Think about that for a moment. The strength it took to overcome those moments, the lessons you learned, the resilience you built, it's all a part of who you are now. And if you could navigate those moments, you can navigate what comes next. Imagine yourself as a tree standing tall in the midst of a storm. The wind may bend your branches, the rain may batter your leaves, but your roots run deep. Those roots, your values, your beliefs, your inner strength, keep you grounded. Resilience isn't about avoiding the storm. It's about standing tall through it, knowing that it will pass and that you will endure. Resilience is a practice, not a destination. It's something you cultivate every day in the small choices you make and the perspective you carry. With every moment of strength, every decision to keep going, you're building a foundation that will support you through whatever life brings your way. So, as you move forward, I want you to remember this. Resilience isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. It's about trusting yourself to face life's challenges with courage and grace. And it's about knowing deep down that no matter how strong the storm, you are stronger. This is your journey, and you are more resilient than you realize. Keep standing tall, keep moving forward, and trust in the power of your own strength. The best is yet to come. Chapter 13. Create positive mental habits. Every single day, whether you realize it or not, you are reinforcing habits in your mind. These habits shape your thoughts, influence your actions, and ultimately determine the quality of your life. They are the invisible threads weaving the fabric of your daily experience, guiding you toward growth or holding you back in patterns that no longer serve you. The question isn't whether you have mental habits, it's whether those habits are serving your highest potential. Positive mental habits aren't just nice to have, they are essential. They are the foundation of a fulfilled, focused, and empowered life. But here's the challenge. Your mind naturally gravitates toward familiar patterns, even when those patterns don't align with the life you want to create. Negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, and self-doubt aren't just occasional disruptions. They can become habits if left unchecked. The good news is that you have the power to change this. With intention, awareness, and practice, you can create mental habits that elevate your mindset and align with your goals. It starts with recognizing the habits already at play in your mind. These habits often run on autopilot, hidden beneath the surface of your awareness. Think about the thoughts you wake up to, the beliefs you carry throughout the day, and the stories you replay in your mind before you sleep. Are they empowering? Do they inspire confidence and clarity, or do they feed doubt, fear, and negativity? Awareness is the first step in reshaping your mental habits, and it requires an honest look at the patterns you've been reinforcing, consciously or unconsciously. Once you've identified these patterns, the next step is choosing what you want to cultivate. What kind of thoughts do you want to shape your days? What beliefs do you want to carry into every decision? Positive mental habits are not about forcing yourself to think happy thoughts all the time. It's about creating a mindset that supports resilience, growth, and purpose. It's about replacing the patterns that limit you with ones that empower you. One of the most powerful ways to create positive mental habits is by shifting your focus. The mind has a natural tendency to dwell on what's wrong, what's missing, or what could go wrong. This isn't a flaw, it's a survival mechanism designed to keep you safe. But in today's world, this tendency can keep you stuck in cycles of worry and negativity. Redirecting your focus toward gratitude, possibility, and progress is one of the most effective ways to reshape your mental habits. It's not about ignoring challenges, it's about choosing where to place your attention. But positive mental habits aren't just about your thoughts, they're also about your self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters. It shapes your confidence, your choices, and your sense of self-worth. Take a moment to reflect. When you make a mistake, do you criticize yourself or encourage yourself to try again? When you face a challenge, do you tell yourself it's too hard, or do you remind yourself of your strength? Rewriting the language you use with yourself is one of the most transformative mental habits you can create. Another essential aspect of positive mental habits is consistency. The mind thrives on repetition. The more you practice empowering thoughts, the more natural they become. Think of it like building a path through a forest. At first, the path is overgrown and difficult to navigate, but each time you walk it, the path becomes clearer and easier to follow. The same is true for your mind. Each time you choose a positive thought, you're strengthening the neural pathways that support it, making it easier to return to that thought in the future. Creating positive mental habits also involves letting go of what no longer serves you. Negative habits, whether they're rooted in fear, doubt, or comparison, can feel deeply ingrained, but they are not permanent. With intention, you can release them and replace them with habits that align with your values and goals. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each small step you take toward positivity reinforces your ability to grow and adapt. As you cultivate positive mental habits, you'll notice a shift, not just in your thoughts, but in how you experience the world. Challenges will still arise, but your mindset will change how you face them. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you'll feel equipped. Instead of doubting yourself, you'll trust your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. And instead of focusing on what's wrong, you'll see the opportunities waiting to be discovered. Imagine waking up each day with a mind that works for you rather than against you. Picture yourself approaching each moment with clarity, confidence, and purpose. That kind of mindset isn't a distant dream. It's a result of the habits you choose to cultivate. Every thought you nurture, every belief you reinforce, and every action you take is a step toward creating the mental foundation for the life you want. As we move forward, remember this: positive mental habits are not built overnight. They require patience, intention, and consistent practice. But the effort is worth it. With each day, each choice, and each moment of awareness, you are shaping a mind that supports your growth, your resilience, and your potential. This is your journey, and you have the power to guide it. Your mind is waiting for you to lead. This is your moment to create the habits that will shape your future. Trust in your ability to grow, to adapt, and to create a mindset that reflects the incredible person you are becoming. Chapter 14. Master emotional responses. Emotions are one of the most powerful forces within us. They can inspire us to take bold action, strengthen our connections with others, and fuel our passions. But they can also overwhelm us, cloud our judgment, and keep us stuck in patterns that don't serve us. Think about the last time you felt a surge of anger, fear, or frustration. Did it control you, or did you manage to navigate it with clarity and intention? This ability, the mastery of emotional responses, is one of the greatest skills you can develop. It's the foundation of resilience, clarity, and self-control. Let's be clear, mastering emotional responses isn't about suppressing or ignoring your emotions. Emotions are not your enemy. They're signals, messengers, guiding you toward what matters most in your life. Anger might signal that a boundary has been crossed. Fear might highlight a perceived risk. Sadness might reflect a loss that needs attention. Each emotion carries information, and learning to understand and respond to that information is where true mastery begins. But here's the challenge. Emotions are intense. They arrive like waves, often catching us off guard. In those moments, it's easy to feel swept away, reacting impulsively rather than responding thoughtfully. The mind shifts into survival mode, focusing on the immediate intensity of the feeling rather than the bigger picture. This is where most people get stuck, reacting instead of responding. To master your emotional responses, you must first learn to pause. This pause isn't about shutting down or avoiding your feelings. It's about creating space between the emotion and your reaction. When you pause, even for a moment, you shift from impulsive reaction to intentional response. That space is where clarity begins. It's where you can step back, observe the emotion, and decide how to move forward. Think of this pause as your emotional reset button. In the heat of the moment, it's tempting to act immediately, to let the emotion dictate your next move. But when you pause, you remind yourself that you are not your emotion. You are the one experiencing it. This distinction is powerful. It puts you back in control, allowing you to choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. Let's explore the idea of emotional awareness. Mastering your emotions starts with recognizing them, not just in their most intense moments, but in their subtler forms as well. Often emotions begin as a whisper, a gentle nudge before they escalate into something louder. The more aware you are of these early signals, the more equipped you are to address them before they grow overwhelming. Awareness also involves identifying the stories behind your emotions. Every emotion you feel is tied to a belief, a thought, or a perspective. For example, anger might stem from a belief that someone has treated you unfairly. Fear might arise from a thought that you're unprepared for a challenge. By exploring these underlying narratives, you can begin to question them. Are they accurate? Are they helpful? This self-reflection helps you untangle the roots of your emotions, making them easier to navigate. Another critical aspect of mastering emotional responses is learning to process emotions rather than suppress them. Suppression might seem like control, but it's not. Pushing emotions down doesn't make them go away. It buries them, only for them to resurface later, often in ways that are harder to manage. Processing emotions means allowing yourself to feel them fully without judgment. It's about creating space for the emotion to exist, acknowledging it, and letting it pass through you without letting it take over. Processing emotions also involves finding healthy outlets for them. Anger, for instance, can be channeled into physical activity, creative expression, or problem-solving. Sadness can lead to introspection, connection with others, or moments of stillness. The goal isn't to eliminate emotions, but to use them as fuel for growth, understanding, and action. As you practice mastering your emotional responses, you'll notice a profound shift in how you interact with the world. Situations that once felt overwhelming will become manageable. Conflicts will lose their intensity as you approach them with clarity rather than reactivity. Relationships will deepen as you respond to others with empathy and understanding. And perhaps most importantly, you'll begin to trust yourself, to know that no matter what emotions arise, you have the tools to navigate them. Mastery of emotional responses is a lifelong journey. There will be moments when emotions feel overwhelming, and that's okay. What matters is not perfection, but progress. Each time you pause before reacting, each time you process an emotion with awareness, you're building the skills that will serve you for a lifetime. Imagine a life where your emotions no longer control you but guide you, where you can feel deeply without being swept away, where you can respond to challenges with calm and intention. That life is not a fantasy. It's a reflection of the strength and wisdom you cultivate within yourself. Emotions are not something to fear or fight. They are a part of you, a powerful source of insight and energy. When you learn to navigate them with clarity and grace, you unlock a level of freedom and strength that transforms every aspect of your life. This is the power of mastering your emotional responses. And it's a power that is entirely within your reach. As you continue on this journey, remember this: you are not your emotions. You are the steady presence beneath them, the one who chooses how to respond. Trust in that presence and know that with each moment of awareness, you are building a foundation of emotional mastery that will carry you through anything life brings your way. Chapter 15. Visualize success to shape your reality. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the life you've always dreamed of. Not just the surface-level goals or material desires, but the deep, fulfilling vision of what success looks and feels like for you. Picture it clearly: the people you're surrounded by, the sense of purpose you carry, the calm confidence that fills your days. Hold on to that image. Feel it as if it's already yours. This is the power of visualization, the ability to create your reality in your mind before it manifests in your life. Visualization isn't just daydreaming. It's a practice that bridges the gap between your present self and the future you want to create. It's about training your mind to see possibilities, to focus on what you want rather than what you fear, and to align your thoughts with the actions that bring your vision to life. But for visualization to truly shape your reality, it requires more than occasional moments of imagining. It requires clarity, consistency, and belief. Let's begin with clarity. To visualize success, you must first define what success means to you. This isn't about comparing yourself to others or chasing societal standards. It's about connecting with your own desires, values, and purpose. What does fulfillment look like for you? What kind of person do you want to become? The clearer your vision, the more powerful your visualization becomes. When you know exactly what you're working toward, your mind can focus its energy like a laser, cutting through distractions and doubts. Visualization works because your mind doesn't fully distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you visualize with intention, you activate the same neural pathways that you would use if you were physically experiencing the moment. This primes your brain for success, reinforcing the belief that your vision is possible. Over time, this belief becomes a guiding force, shaping your thoughts, decisions, and actions. But belief alone isn't enough. Visualization requires emotional connection. It's not just about seeing your future, it's about feeling it. What emotions will you experience when you achieve your goals? Joy, peace, confidence. By tapping into those emotions during your visualization, you're not just imagining success, you're embodying it. And when you embody it, you begin to act in ways that align with that vision. Let's talk about consistency. Visualization isn't a one-time event. It's a practice. It's about making time each day to reconnect with your vision, even if only for a few minutes. This consistency strengthens the neural pathways associated with your goals, making your vision feel more real and attainable. Think of it as planting a seed in your mind and watering it daily. With each moment of visualization, you're nurturing that seed, helping it grow into something tangible. But what happens when doubt creeps in? What if your current reality feels so far from your vision that it's hard to believe it's possible? This is where the power of persistence comes in. Doubt is natural, but it doesn't have to define your journey. When those doubts arise, remind yourself that every great achievement starts with a vision that seemed impossible. Visualization isn't about ignoring challenges. It's about focusing on solutions and possibilities. It's about holding on to your vision even when the path feels unclear. Another key aspect of visualization is alignment. It's not enough to simply imagine your future. You must align your actions with your vision. Visualization creates a mental roadmap, but it's up to you to take the steps that bring that roadmap to life. Each action you take, no matter how small, is a declaration to yourself and the universe that you are moving toward your goals. Over time, these actions compound, turning your vision into reality. Let's explore the impact of visualization on your mindset. When you consistently visualize success, you train your mind to focus on opportunities rather than obstacles. You become more attuned to the possibilities around you, more confident in your ability to navigate challenges, and more resilient in the face of setbacks. Visualization shifts your perspective, helping you see the potential in every moment rather than the limitations. Imagine waking up each day with a clear picture of the life you're working toward. Picture yourself approaching challenges with the calm confidence of someone who knows their vision is within reach. Visualize yourself taking deliberate actions, celebrating progress, and staying focused on what truly matters. That level of clarity and purpose isn't a distant dream. It's something you can create through the consistent practice of visualization. As you continue this journey, remember this: your mind is a powerful tool, capable of shaping your reality in ways you may not yet fully understand. By visualizing success, you're not just dreaming, you're planting the seeds of your future. And with every moment you spend nurturing those seeds, you're moving closer to the life you've always envisioned. So, close your eyes once more. Picture your vision with as much detail as possible. Feel the emotions of that future self. Strong, fulfilled, unstoppable. Hold on to that feeling as you move through your day, using it as a compass to guide your thoughts, actions, and decisions. Your vision is not a distant possibility. It's a reality waiting to unfold. Trust in your ability to create it, one moment, one thought, one step at a time. Chapter 16. Simplify for mental freedom. In a world that never stops, where distractions are endless and demands pile up faster than you can manage, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Your mind, constantly buzzing with responsibilities, plans, and worries, becomes a crowded space where clarity and peace are hard to find. But what if the answer isn't to do more, but to do less? What if the key to mental freedom is not in adding to your life, but in simplifying it? Simplifying doesn't mean giving up ambition or avoiding challenges. It means clearing the mental clutter, focusing on what truly matters, and creating space for your mind to breathe. It's about letting go of the unnecessary so you can give your energy to what's essential. And in that process, you reclaim a sense of clarity, focus, and freedom that feels almost revolutionary in today's chaotic world. To understand the power of simplicity, think about how your mind operates. Every thought, every decision, every responsibility adds to the load your brain carries. The more cluttered your mind becomes, the harder it is to think clearly, make decisions, or even enjoy the moment. Simplicity is not just about organizing your external life. It's about creating a mental environment where clarity and creativity can thrive. The first step to mental freedom is recognizing the clutter. What are the thoughts, habits, and commitments that drain your energy without adding value? Often, these aren't monumental things. They're the small, persistent distractions that accumulate over time. It's the habit of overthinking every decision, the fear of missing out, the constant need to be everything to everyone. These things weigh you down, creating a mental fog that keeps you from seeing what truly matters. Simplifying your mind begins with focus. It's about shifting your attention from the many to the few, from the trivial to the meaningful. Ask yourself, what truly deserves your energy? What aligns with your values, your goals, and the life you want to create? When you identify these priorities, you create a mental hierarchy that guides your attention, helping you let go of the distractions that don't serve you. But simplifying isn't just about what you focus on. It's also about what you let go of. Letting go isn't always easy, especially when you've grown attached to the noise. The overpacked schedule, the endless to-do lists, the constant stream of information, they can feel like signs of productivity or success, but often they're just distractions in disguise. True freedom comes when you release the things that don't align with your priorities, even if they've been a part of your routine for years. Simplification also involves creating boundaries. Your time, your energy, your mental space, they're not infinite resources. By saying yes to everything, you end up saying no to the things that matter most. Boundaries are not barriers, they're bridges to the life you want to live. They allow you to protect your focus, preserve your energy, and create space for the things that truly matter. And then there's the role of mindfulness. Simplicity isn't just about doing less, it's about being present in what you do. When your mind is cluttered, even the simplest moments can feel overwhelming. But when you approach life with mindfulness, you create a sense of calm and clarity that carries into everything you do. It's not about emptying your mind completely. It's about focusing fully on the present moment, free from the distractions of the past or future. As you simplify your mind, you'll notice something profound, a sense of lightness. The weight you've been carrying begins to lift. Decisions become easier, your thoughts become clearer, and your energy feels renewed. This lightness isn't just a result of having fewer things on your plate. It's a reflection of the mental freedom you've created. Imagine waking up each day with a clear mind, free from the chaos of unnecessary worries and distractions. Picture yourself moving through your day with focus and intention, giving your best energy to the things that matter most. That's the power of simplifying for mental freedom. It's not just about decluttering your thoughts. It's about creating a life that feels aligned, purposeful, and fulfilling. Simplification is not a one-time event. It's a practice. It's a commitment to regularly reflect on your priorities, to release what no longer serves you, and to stay present in the moments that matter. It's about recognizing that your mental space is sacred and treating it with the care and respect it deserves. As you continue this journey, remember this: you don't have to do everything, be everything, or achieve everything to live a meaningful life. Sometimes the greatest freedom comes not from adding, but from letting go. Simplify, focus, and trust that in creating space, you're making room for the clarity, peace, and joy that truly matter. This is your moment to reclaim your mental freedom. Let go of the noise, embrace the essential, and step into the clarity that comes from a simplified mind. You are not meant to carry everything. You are meant to thrive in the space you create for yourself. Chapter 17. Stay present in the moment. In a world that seems to demand more of you every day, the present moment often feels like it's slipping through your fingers. Your mind races ahead to what needs to be done or lingers on what could have been. It's easy to find yourself trapped in a loop, reliving the past, worrying about the future, while the present, the only moment you truly have, passes by unnoticed. But there's something extraordinary about the present moment. It's where life happens. It's the only space where you can act, create, and experience the fullness of being alive. Yet so many of us spend our days disconnected from it, caught up in the whirlwind of thoughts, distractions, and obligations. What would it feel like to reclaim the now? To anchor yourself in the present, free from the pull of what was or what might be. Staying present in the moment isn't about ignoring the past or dismissing the future, it's about finding balance. The past has lessons to offer, and the future holds possibilities. But when your focus is dominated by either, you miss the richness of what's unfolding right here, right now. The present moment is a gift, one that holds endless opportunities for connection, clarity, and growth. The challenge is learning how to fully inhabit it. The first step to staying present is awareness. How often do you catch yourself lost in thought, unaware of the world around you? Your mind has a way of pulling you into its narratives, replaying old memories, or constructing imagined scenarios. These thoughts aren't inherently bad, they're a natural part of being human. But when they take over, they rob you of the ability to engage with what's real and immediate. Awareness begins with noticing when your thoughts drift, when your attention shifts away from the moment at hand. This isn't about judgment, it's about gently bringing yourself back. Like a compass that reorients itself to true north, awareness guides you back to the present whenever you stray. It's a practice, one that grows stronger with time and intention. Once you've cultivated awareness, the next step is grounding yourself in the now. The present moment is always available to you, waiting to be noticed. You can access it through your senses, the feel of the ground beneath your feet, the sound of your breath, the warmth of sunlight on your skin. These anchors connect you to the here and now, reminding you that life is happening not in your thoughts, but in your experience. But let's address the reality. The present isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it's filled with uncertainty, pain, or challenges you'd rather avoid. In those moments, the temptation to escape, to distract yourself or retreat into your thoughts can be strong. But staying present doesn't mean denying discomfort. It means facing it with courage and compassion, trusting that you have the strength to navigate whatever arises. There's also immense beauty in the present moment, beauty that's often overlooked. The laughter of a loved one, the colors of a sunset, the simple act of sharing a meal. These moments are the threads that weave the fabric of your life. When you're fully present, you experience them in their fullness. You notice the details, the textures, the emotions that make each moment unique, and in doing so, you create memories that are rich and lasting. Staying present also transforms the way you approach challenges. When your mind is scattered, problems can feel overwhelming, as though they're piling up faster than you can handle them. But when you focus on the now, You realize that you only ever need to face one moment at a time. You break challenges into manageable pieces, addressing them with clarity and intention. The present moment also holds the power to deepen your relationships. When you're fully present with someone, listening without distraction, engaging without an agenda, you create a connection that goes beyond words. People can feel when your attention is divided, but they can also feel when you're truly there with them. Presence is one of the greatest gifts you can offer, both to others and to yourself. As you practice staying present, you'll notice a shift. The moments that once felt ordinary will begin to feel extraordinary. The tasks that once felt burdensome will become opportunities for mindfulness and connection. Even the most mundane aspects of life can hold a quiet beauty when you're fully engaged with them. Imagine living each day with a sense of presence that anchors you in the now. Picture yourself moving through life with a calm, grounded awareness, able to fully experience the highs and navigate the lows. That kind of presence isn't just possible, it's available to you in every moment. The journey to staying present isn't about achieving a constant state of mindfulness. It's about returning to the present again and again, no matter how many times your mind wanders. Each time you bring yourself back, you strengthen your ability to live fully, to engage deeply, and to find peace in the here and now. So take a moment. Pause, breathe. Notice the sensations around you, the rhythm of your breath, the weight of your body. This is the present moment, and it's yours to embrace. Trust in its power and let it guide you to a life of greater clarity, connection, and joy. Chapter 18. Align your mind and actions. Every thought you have, every decision you make, every step you take, it's all part of a powerful interplay between your mind and your actions. Together, they form the bridge between your dreams and your reality. But here's the thing. Many people feel stuck, frustrated, or unfulfilled because their mind and actions aren't aligned. They think one thing but do another, or they take action without clear intention. This misalignment creates friction, draining energy and limiting progress. The key to unlocking your full potential lies in bringing these two forces into harmony. Aligning your mind and actions means living in integrity with your thoughts, values, and goals. It's about ensuring that what you believe, what you want, and what you do all move in the same direction. This alignment creates a sense of flow where every step feels purposeful and every effort contributes to your vision. It's the difference between feeling like you're endlessly spinning your wheels and feeling like you're making meaningful progress. To begin aligning your mind and actions, you first need clarity. What do you truly want? This question may seem simple, but it often requires deep reflection. So many of us are influenced by external expectations, what others think we should do, achieve, or become. But alignment can only happen when your goals are authentically yours, rooted in your own desires and values. Take the time to connect with what matters most to you, and let that be the foundation for everything you do. Once you're clear on your goals, the next step is examining your thoughts. Your mind is the starting point for all action, but not all thoughts lead to alignment. Doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs can act as barriers, keeping you from taking the steps needed to move forward. Pay attention to the narratives running through your mind. Are they empowering or disempowering? Do they support your goals or do they hold you back? Awareness of your mental landscape is essential for alignment. When you've identified the thoughts that align with your goals, it's time to translate them into action. This is where many people falter, not because they lack the ability, but because they hesitate. They overthink, waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. But alignment isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. It's about taking steps, however small, that reflect your intentions and move you closer to your goals. Action creates momentum. The more aligned actions you take, the more your mind begins to believe in your ability to achieve what you've envisioned. This is a powerful cycle. Intentional thoughts lead to purposeful actions, which reinforce the belief that you're capable. Over time, this cycle strengthens, making alignment feel natural and effortless. But alignment isn't just about big decisions or major milestones. It's about the everyday choices you make. How you spend your time, how you treat yourself and others, and how you respond to challenges all reflect the alignment between your mind and actions. When these small daily decisions align with your goals and values, they create a ripple effect that transforms your life. Challenges, of course, will arise. There will be moments when your actions don't align with your intentions, when old habits or fears resurface. These moments aren't failures, they're opportunities to realign. Just as a compass reorients itself to true north, you can continually bring yourself back to alignment. The key is to approach these moments with compassion rather than judgment. Every step, even the missteps, is part of the journey. Alignment also requires patience. It's not about achieving everything all at once. It's about progress. Each day, each moment, is an opportunity to align your actions with your vision. Over time, these small, consistent efforts build momentum, creating a life that feels authentic, purposeful, and fulfilling. Imagine waking up each day with a clear sense of purpose, knowing that your thoughts, actions, and goals are in harmony. Picture yourself moving through life with a deep sense of confidence, no longer second-guessing your choices, but trusting in your ability to create the future you want. That's the power of alignment. It brings clarity to your decisions, strength to your actions, and peace to your mind. But alignment isn't just about achieving external success. It's about inner fulfillment. When your mind and actions are in sync, you experience a sense of wholeness, a feeling that you're living true to yourself. This alignment creates a deep well of resilience and motivation, enabling you to navigate challenges with grace and determination. As you continue this journey, remember this: alignment isn't a destination, it's a practice. It's a commitment to showing up for yourself, to living with intention, and to taking actions that reflect your values and goals. With each aligned step, you're creating a life that feels true, meaningful, and uniquely yours. Your mind and actions are your greatest tools. When they work together, there's nothing you can't achieve. Trust in your ability to align them and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Chapter 19. Unlock your inner strength. Have you ever stopped to think about just how strong you really are? Not in the physical sense, but in the quiet, unshakable strength that resides deep within you. It's the strength that has carried you through your hardest days, the strength that whispers, "You can do this," even when the odds feel stacked against you. It's always been there, waiting for you to recognize it, tap into it, and let it guide you toward everything you're capable of achieving. But here's the thing about inner strength: it often goes unnoticed. We live in a world that measures strength by outward displays, big achievements, visible successes, the ability to power through challenges without faltering. Yet true strength isn't always loud or visible. It's quiet, steady, and deeply personal. It's the kind of strength that allows you to face adversity with resilience, to move forward even when the path feels uncertain, and to trust yourself in moments of doubt. To unlock your inner strength, you first need to understand it. Strength isn't the absence of struggle. It's the ability to navigate struggle with grace and determination. It's not about never feeling fear or doubt. It's about choosing to move forward despite those feelings. Inner strength is not something you have to earn or prove. It's something you already possess. The journey is about uncovering it, nurturing it, and trusting it. So where does this strength come from? It's built through your experiences, shaped by the challenges you've faced and the lessons you've learned. Think back to a time when you overcame something you thought you couldn't handle. What did it take for you to rise to that moment? What qualities did you discover in yourself? Those moments are proof of your strength. They remind you that no matter what life throws your way, you have the capacity to endure, adapt, and grow. But inner strength isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about using your challenges as fuel for growth, turning setbacks into stepping stones, and finding opportunities for transformation even in the hardest moments. This kind of strength doesn't come from pretending everything is okay. It comes from acknowledging the difficulty, facing it head-on, and choosing to move forward anyway. To unlock your inner strength, you must first build trust in yourself. Trust that you can handle whatever comes your way, even if you don't have all the answers. This trust is cultivated through action, through taking small intentional steps that prove to yourself over and over again that you are capable. Each time you face a challenge, each time you push through discomfort, you're reinforcing that trust and strengthening your belief in your own resilience. Another key to unlocking your inner strength is embracing vulnerability. Society often teaches us that strength means hiding our struggles, pushing through pain without showing weakness. But true strength lies in the courage to be vulnerable, to admit when you need help, and to ask for support when you need it. Vulnerability isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to your humanity, your willingness to grow, and your commitment to living authentically. Inner strength also requires self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself, especially when you feel like you're falling short or not handling challenges as well as you'd like. But strength isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up for yourself, even on the days when it feels hardest. When you treat yourself with kindness and understanding, you create a foundation of support that fuels your ability to move forward. Let's talk about resilience. Inner strength and resilience go hand in hand. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to adapt to change, and to keep going when things get tough. It's not something you're born with. It's something you develop through experience. Each time you face adversity and choose to keep moving, you're building resilience. And with resilience comes an unshakable belief in your ability to navigate life's ups and downs. Inner strength is also deeply tied to your mindset. Your thoughts shape your perception of your own strength. If you tell yourself, "I can't do this," your mind will believe it. But if you shift that narrative to, "I'm figuring this out," or "I'm stronger than I realize," you begin to unlock the strength that's already within you. It's not about denying the difficulty. It's about reminding yourself that you have what it takes to face it. As you unlock your inner strength, you'll notice a profound shift in how you approach life. Challenges that once felt overwhelming will begin to feel manageable. Doubts that once held you back will lose their power, and the confidence that comes from trusting your own strength will carry you forward, even in the face of uncertainty. Imagine moving through life with the quiet assurance that no matter what happens, you can handle it. Picture yourself facing challenges with resilience, navigating change with adaptability, and living with the unshakable belief that you are enough. That kind of strength isn't a distant dream. It's already within you, waiting to be unlocked. This journey of unlocking your inner strength is not about becoming someone you're not. It's about discovering who you've always been. It's about peeling back the layers of doubt, fear, and hesitation to reveal the resilient, capable, and powerful person within. As you move forward, remember this: your inner strength is limitless. It's not something that can be taken away or diminished. It's a part of you, woven into the fabric of who you are. Trust in it, nurture it, and let it guide you toward the life you're meant to live. The strength you seek is already yours. It always has been. Chapter 20. Celebrate your mental mastery. Every journey, no matter how long or challenging, deserves a moment of reflection, a pause to look back at how far you've come and to honor the strength, resilience, and growth that have brought you to this point. Your journey toward mental mastery is no different. It's not just about the challenges you've overcome or the changes you've made. It's about becoming the person you are today, someone who has taken charge of their mind and unlocked a deeper sense of power and purpose. But let's start with an important question. When was the last time you truly celebrated yourself? Not for achieving a major milestone, but simply for showing up, for persevering, for choosing growth over comfort. In a world that often equates success with constant productivity, it's easy to overlook the small, meaningful victories that make up the fabric of transformation. Yet these moments are the very foundation of mental mastery. Celebration isn't just about acknowledgement, it's about reinforcement. When you take the time to celebrate your growth, you're telling your mind, this matters. This is worth continuing. You're strengthening the patterns you've worked so hard to create, ensuring that they become an integral part of who you are. Celebration fuels motivation, inspires gratitude, and reminds you of the limitless potential you carry within. Let's reflect on what mental mastery truly means. It's not about having all the answers or never feeling doubt. It's about cultivating the ability to navigate life with clarity, resilience, and intention. It's about knowing that while you can't control everything, you can control how you respond. It's about recognizing that your mind is your greatest ally and treating it with the care, respect, and intention it deserves. Think about the tools and insights you've gained on this journey. You've learned to quiet the inner noise, to rewrite the narratives that no longer serve you, and to align your thoughts with your actions. You've discovered the power of resilience, the strength in vulnerability, and the freedom that comes from letting go of what doesn't serve you. These aren't just skills, they're gifts you've given yourself, gifts that will continue to serve you in every area of your life. But mental mastery isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning of a new chapter. It's the foundation upon which you can build a life that feels aligned, purposeful, and fulfilling. It's a commitment to growth, to curiosity, and to embracing the fullness of who you are. It's a practice, one that deepens and evolves with time. As you celebrate your progress, take a moment to reflect on the challenges you've faced along the way. Each obstacle, no matter how daunting, has shaped you. Each setback has taught you something about your strength, your perseverance, and your capacity to adapt. You've proven to yourself, time and again, that you are capable of far more than you once believed. This journey hasn't just changed your mind, it's changed the way you see yourself. Celebration also invites gratitude. Gratitude for the lessons, the growth, and the opportunities that have brought you to this point. Gratitude for the moments of clarity, the breakthroughs, and even the struggles that pushed you to become stronger. Gratitude reminds you of the abundance in your life, shifting your focus from what's missing to what's already here. And in that shift, you create space for even more growth and fulfillment. But celebration isn't just about reflection, it's about action. How will you carry this sense of mastery into the next phase of your life? How will you use the insights you've gained to create the future you want? Mental mastery isn't a static state. It's a dynamic process, one that invites you to keep learning, growing, and evolving. Celebrate not just what you've achieved, but the endless possibilities that lie ahead. As you move forward, remember that mental mastery is not about perfection, it's about progress. There will still be moments of doubt, setbacks, and challenges, but with each moment, you have the tools to navigate them. You have the awareness to recognize your patterns, the intention to guide your thoughts, and the resilience to keep going. You are equipped not just to face life's uncertainties, but to thrive in them. Imagine the freedom that comes from truly mastering your mind. Picture yourself moving through life with a sense of calm, clarity, and confidence, unshaken by the chaos around you. That freedom isn't just a vision, it's your reality, a reality you've created through your commitment to this journey. Take a moment to honor the work you've done, the progress you've made, and the person you've become. This is your victory, and it's one worth celebrating. But don't stop here. Keep building, keep growing, and keep trusting in your ability to create the life you want. Mental mastery isn't a destination, it's a lifelong practice, one that empowers you to live fully, love deeply, and embrace every moment with intention. This is your journey, your story, and your celebration. Take pride in it and carry it with you as you move forward. The best is yet to come, and you are ready to meet it. As we come to the end of this journey, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come, not just through this audiobook, but in your own life. You've faced challenges, conquered doubts, and taken the first steps toward mastering your mind. This journey isn't just about listening, it's about transformation. And that transformation begins with you. Remember, the power to create the life you want, the strength to overcome obstacles, and the clarity to embrace your purpose. All of it lies within you. You've unlocked tools, insights, and a deeper understanding of yourself that will continue to guide you long after this moment. This is your journey, and it's only just beginning. But don't stop here. Growth is a continuous process, a commitment to yourself and the future you're building. Keep applying what you've learned, keep challenging your limits, and keep stepping into the incredible potential that's already within you. If this audiobook has inspired you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you're ready for more, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue creating content that empowers and uplifts. Before you go, click on the next video to dive into more inspiring and transformational content. Your next breakthrough might just be one click away.